Hi, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies, and today we're going to look at the Elite Remedy. Now this is new for 2021 from Elite Archery, and it's like a bigger brother of the Elite Quiver, which you saw last year. Now what makes this bow unique compared to its competitors in the marketplace is its adjustability. It's got a rotating module here. Now in 2021, Elite have got three options for this module. They've got a smooth module, a performance module, and a 75% module. With this module you can change the draw length from 25 to 31 inches. You can change you've got a cable stop here where you can move it forward to decrease the let off, or back, which is where it comes factory set, to increase the let off. You can also fit a limb stop to these little things, to these little screws here, which will hit this little peg here. Now, so you've got the option of a limb stop or a cable stop, or both, depending on how you like the feel of the bow. Now what's unique on Elite is how you tune this bow. And when I say tune, through paper. So if you're getting a left tear, you can use this little device here to change the left tear to the right tear, and what it's doing is tilting these limbs here. Very simple. It's at the top and the bottom. It's got a locking screw here on the side, and it tells you which way to move, to turn the screw, to change how the bow basically kicks the arrow left to right. And what it's doing is changing the pressure on these limbs. Now Bowtech's got a similar technology where you move the cam left to right, but this Elite system's pretty simple. With bows like Matthews or PSE, you actually need a bow press, and you move the position of the cam across the axle, so you basically pull apart the bow. Now the rotating modules on Elite, huge fan of. Was never a fan of the modules where you basically have to detach all the strings from the bow, so I'm a big fan of that. The Remedy is 34 inches axle, a little tag thing here, 6 3/4 inch brace height, which is nice. It comes in 40, 50, 60, 70 pounds, 4.6 pound mass weight. I weighed it on scales before doing this, and it was 4.77. Speed of 331. So the person who's going to really like this bow is a person looking for more accuracy, so a 3D archer who's going. So basically in the Elite lineup you've got the Quiver, which is 32, the Encore, which is 33, and the Remedy, which is 34. So 34 should be a little bit easier to shoot, a little bit more forgiving. The cams and all that should be pretty much the same. Roller cable slide, which I'm a huge fan of. The Elite Result, the new one for 2021, which is a 36 inch, has got a cable slide which moves backwards and forwards. The roller slides will give you less vibration, less noise on the bow, so I kind of like to see those on the Elite Result also. Now my big negative point on Elite is the poundage adjustment. Only 3 turns you've got here. So this is a 70 pound bow. I've got it wound back to 60 pounds, and that's as far as it will go. 2 locking screws here which you must release before you adjust the bow poundage, and this was fully wound down, 3 turns, 60 pounds. I'd like a bigger limb bolt and more poundage adjustment on the Elite. Now the Elites come in a whole heap of different colors, pretty target colors, blacks, olives. I mean, look it up, there's so many pretty colors, and their finish I think is probably near the best in the industry. It's a hard wearing finish. I've always had really good finishes. I don't know, what do you think of these limbs? So a little bit of camo here, which is kind of nice. I think a lot of people would like all camo, but black limbs are pretty popular. Machine limb pockets, which are pretty standard. This is all machined here, which is good. The caged riser system here to add more strength. 2 arrow holes here. The cable slides bolted onto the riser in 2 spots. Elite now use thicker axles to stop the limbs looking like they're doing that sort of thing. Looks like, stop the limbs look like they're bending inwards. Limb silencers here. Now it's a price point about 1,600 Australian dollars. It's up against top of the line bows. The PSE is going to be cheaper, the NXTs. The Hoyts are going to be maybe a little bit more expensive. Bowtech right on the money, which is the Revolt, or the Revolt X, or the SR, SS, or the SR, SR6, the fast one. So it's right on the money. So if you're looking for the top of the line bow, this bow is one of them, and it's one to try out. Now what's also a little bit different is the Elite grip. You can see it kind of narrows in here, so your hand comes in nice and tight. I'm really huge fan of the Elite grips. I really like them. And with that, what we'll do is we'll shoot this over a chronograph and sort of see how it performs. Now I'm going to say the reliabilities on Elite have been excellent for me. They have this hunt guarantee. I don't know how that works, and I would never guarantee it. I'm going to say, so the hunt guarantee, what the hunt guarantee is, if you're on a hunt and your bow fails, Elite will send you out a whole new bow with sights, arrow rest, bow fully tuned to you for free. I just don't know how they're going to do that. How are you going to do that? Like you're in Australia in the outback, it's what, 2 to 3 weeks to get a parcel to you, maybe? Like, how are you going to do that? I mean, it's going to be hard enough. The wait times on Elite are long. I suppose I'd wait 3 months for an Elite bow to be made. Sometimes you can get lucky and it can be 6 weeks. But I don't know why they would offer that as a warranty. If you're on a hunt, they will send you a whole new another bow. I don't know. Drop a note down below if you've had that happen. It just seems crazy to me. I don't know why you'd offer that. Maybe it's a reassurance thing that if I'm out on a hunt, then my bow's going to be fine. I just don't want to be that shop where a person goes, I'm out in the middle of the outback, I'm shooting some wild buffalo, and my Elite bow I just dry fired. I need the bow. It's like, what do I do? Anyway, because honestly it's just going to be, yeah, I don't know how it's going to work. The Elite has got a nice 2-piece quiver which bolts on here. Really like their 2-piece quivers. They're 1-piece quivers now. I don't know if they still do a 2-piece. Check it, because I think they didn't do it. They may be doing it again. I like 2-piece quiver for hunting. Lower stabilizer mount thing there, which is nice, but to me this is more of a 3D bow. You may be shooting this for hunting if you want more accuracy, so let's try it out. Okay, so the arrows I use for all my reviews to do the speed test is a gold tip velocity arrow. I'm also going to try a couple of other arrows. This weighs 327 grains. It's got a 90 grain point. It's a 400 spine arrow with a pin system in the back. It's 29 inches. This bow should be 60 pounds at 29 inches. Now the sun's just kind of gone into a cloud, so I'm hoping the chronograph will work. So the draw cycle here is soft. Drawing back becomes more solid. It's getting a valley around now. Valley drops in there. God, it feels long. It feels miles long. Let's just have a shot. Seems incredibly fast. 303. Now that draw length to me, this is straight out of the box. I'm trying to find marks. Now I can't see on the cams anywhere where it's marked to say what the draw length is, but I mean it should come factory set in the box at 29. It feels long for me. So let's just try this through a chronograph again. Feels comfortable when you're back here. $2.99. That seems incredibly fast, which is why it feels like longer than 29. So these are Victory VAP arrows. They're 350s with a 140 grain point. The bow feels easy to draw. Great drop off into the valley. It's not rapid. It's smooth. $276 with a VAP. It's like my poodle is just living the life. Obviously, if someone's walking past my house, it's a highlight of her day because she sits on the counter all day. Apparently, it makes them happy to hear their voice, to hear their bark. And she's definitely, if you watch her run past, tails in the air, she's just literally living the life. She might prefer to have a boy poodle than to bark at the neighbours, but so this is a 3D HV from Victory, quite quick, 400 spine arrow. I think I've got 80 grain points on it. So basically similar to the gold tip Velocity. $3.21. If you don't shoot the 3D HV for 3D, that's crazy fast. 20 feet per second faster than the Velocity from Gold Tip, or what is it, 50 feet per second faster than the VAP. That is so incredibly fast. Now the first thing you're going to notice, well, I don't know if you noticed it, I noticed it. So the difference between the heavy arrow and the light arrow, virtually no difference in the noise and no difference in the vibration. The bow is completely dead. You can see the balance in the bow. It just basically, my hand's open. It just sits there. Like I'm not holding it any way at all. You can see my hand's completely open. My fingers are apart, so it just sits there. I was impressed with the Cure. I was impressed with the Invoke. Oh, sorry, the Encore. The top of the range bows are all good. I think the difference between this and the Encore 33 and the Cure at 32 is going to be minimal. For me, I'd definitely go to the 34 because it's going to give me a little bit more consistency, or I feel it will give me more consistency, especially in longer shots. So this is the bow I would go for. If I was looking at hunting, I'd probably go Cure. If you're looking for a bit more of a hybrid, the 33 probably, the Encore. Shoots really, really nice, grip's really good. Let's shoot 18 meters and see how well I shoot. Okay, so I'm back at 18. Kind of sighted the bow in, so I shot a high 8 and I've moved my sight up, so I'm hoping they'll go in the middle this time. Left and right's pretty good, I think. Now the one thing I don't like on the Cure, on the Encore and on this bow is the fact that this string is so close to that point there. I'd like there to be a gap there. But besides that, I think the bow shoots really good. It feels long to me, and I said that when I was doing the through the chronograph. Now what I would do, now you've got a few options here. What you could do, you could shorten the module, so that basically that means make this hit sooner, so move the module that way. Now what I would do, I would probably use a limb stop or the cable stop here and move it that way. So shorten the draw length by changing the draw length and reducing the valley. That's what I would do with this bow. So let's have a shot and see how I go. Would I shoot better with the limb stop or cable stop activated? Look, not really. I wish I could, I wish I would, but it all gets back to aiming in the middle and doing a good shot. Now I might shoot a little bit better with a fractional shorter draw length because I feel like I'm sort of stretching out. But let's see how this goes. Now it's interesting, so I don't know what let off it is. Maybe it's 90, maybe it's 80. But I'm getting back there. There's a bit of wind, and I'm seeing that. Now I don't normally get that with like 6.5 inch brace heights and the 7 inch brace heights. But there is a bit of wind. But you can see with the high let off, I can just aim this thing up so easy. You can just hold it all day. Now that gets me to one of the points. Often with cams there's all different options, and the Elite Remedy has that options. It has 3 different modules you can get to the cam. The one which will reduce the let off, the high performance, or the softer one. Now one of my friends who shoots all the time was just shooting a more aggressive cam the other day, and he said, look, I shoot it pretty good. He goes, but I just find it so hard compared to the easier cam, which I can just aim all day and I don't fatigue with. And I said, exactly. Now what I've done when I've tried the different things, different cams and different bows, I shoot scores with them. So I shoot scores and I go, well, this is my range of score that I shoot. It varies from this to this. And when I try something new, I see what that range is. So I give it a bit of time and I sort of see, like, so if I shoot, like for indoors, this is what I shoot here, 18 meters. I shoot, at the moment I'm shooting between 291 and I think I shot 291 in pretty bad wind the other day, and 300. So I kind of see where I'm sort of ranging. I check my X counts, and if I have an improvement, that's when I change. Really getting a bit of this, and I can aim it all day back there with this high let off, but I just feel like I'm getting a bit of a shake. I don't know if it's because of the longer draw length. It's like it's literally as bad as I've seen. I feel it's just the draw length is doing that. Either that or the can of Coke I just drank before doing this video. I don't normally drink Coke and I don't normally have sugar. I don't know why I had one. It could be the Coke. Now if you saw that shot, you saw me let down. Now this valley is long. It's a big long valley. Now with the shorter valley, if you let off, it'd kind of rip your shoulder off and you pull through it. Now the problem with a high let off bow, and a bow that's easy to shoot like this, well, with the way I've currently got it set, because you obviously can change the let off, you can change the string stop positions and all that to change the feel of this bow. The way I've got it set now, I've got it set easy to shoot, so this feels easy to shoot, but if I let the pressure off my back, I do a poor shot. Which is why sometimes you'll find with a bow that's harder to shoot, you'll actually shoot better, because you've got to shoot better with it to shoot well. You can't, it's all in yourself. If these bows are shot through machines, they'll all shoot the same, they'll all shoot great. But it's about you and shooting well. And what you'll find with a bow that's easy to shoot, you may not shoot as well with it, because you just don't shoot as well with it because you're not putting the effort in. And there's a guy who used to shoot PSE who now shoots Elite. Chance blow off. He shoots 80% let off, or shoots that high let off, but most of the target shooters shoot low let off to create more back tension, to create more pull, to get the shot to pull through the shot. But I think he won Vegas twice. But I find this bow lovely to shoot. Honestly, I can't feel the difference between this bow, the Encore, and the Cruise, and what the difference is in the string angle on your face. The longer bow will be less angle. The shorter bows will be more of a acute angle, so it's a tighter angle on your face. This doesn't feel like a short bow. I'm assuming those cams point upwards when you pull back. Feels easy. I don't think you'd fatigue with this bow. And when I do these reviews, I did this PSE citation the other day. I didn't group as well with it as I would with a bow like this, because this bow is well balanced. Now there's a bit of wind around and I'm shaking, so part of that's the wind. The wind has a big impact, especially without the stabilizers and all that sort of stuff. So when I say I varied between 291 and 300, that's within the last week. 291 was with wind, 300 it was a perfect night. Like last night it was a 298, and the 29s were very close. I was just shooting these arrows, the VAPs. One more. Look, beautiful bow to shoot, quiet, no vibration, feels great. I'd like a lighter bow. I always say that in my reviews. 4.7 is not particularly heavy, but I'd probably like a lighter bow. But then again, for like 3D or ABA shooting, Australian Bow Hunting Association, where you're only allowed that 12-inch stabilizer, the heavier bow will give you a bit more stability. So, like it for that. I'd like this bow for 3D. Overall, I really like the bow. Let's go and see how it grouped. Okay, so with this group, you can see my sights obviously were not as good as they could be. They're all high, but still, you can still see the variation in width. Now, as I said when I was doing this video, I was getting a bit of the shakes left to right, and I think a lot of that was to do with the high let off, because when I'm back here, I feel like I'm holding 90% let off. This is a 60-pound bow, so I'm holding 6 pounds. So I'm getting the twitches in the hand because it's only holding 6 pounds. The wind's going to move me around a lot with only holding 6 pounds with the bow. So you may. So I'm going to say, because of the long draw length, if this draw length was better, the lefts and rights would go for me. So just bear that in mind. You should always try stuff, and this is why I'm a huge fan of modules. As far as modules that you can change, I'm never a fan of a bow that's set, because you should try shorter and you should try longer and see how you score, see if your scores improve. No up and down's not too bad, and I find with elites I do pretty good with up and down, generally because the bow's well balanced when I shoot, the grip is really consistent, so I get good consistency, but I did get a lot of movement left to right when I was aiming with this bow. But saying that, the groups are like, the arrows are pretty tight. It's not too bad, but it's not probably as good as I did with the Quiver or the Encore, and I think that's largely to do with the longer draw length that I feel it was. As soon as I drew this bow back, it felt longer. The bow feels to me soft as far as the draw cycle. It doesn't feel like a 60-pound bow, it feels probably more like a 55, and to shoot it, it doesn't feel like a 60-pound in physical speed. I mean, you saw the speed test, what I shot with it. I would say I shoot a Super Focus, which is probably the same IBO speed as this bow, as the Remedy. I'm going to say the Super Focus is more aggressive in the draw cycle. It feels faster to shoot, it's got more vibration when you shoot the bow, and that's a target bow. This is like a semi 3D hunting bow. This feels softer, it feels more controlled than a bow with a bigger brace height, longer axle 40 inches. So how do I think I would shoot with this bow? I think given if I could shoot on the draw length, put stops on it to make it nice and solid, I think I would shoot well, and with the stabilizer I'd get rid of that left and right, that little, I felt like I was doing this at the end, which is probably what you see in that group. But there is a bit of wind around, and that will result in a bit of that left to right. So just bear that in mind. But overall, most of the top end bows are really good. I do like the Elites because of the adjustability and the overall the way the bow feels to draw, to hold, to shoot. I really like. But before you make a choice, go and check them out. Check out other people's reviews, see what you think. And so think about what you want the bow for. If you're primarily a hunting bow, like if you're primarily hunting, not target shooting, I'd probably shoot the 32, the Quiver. I might even go 33, which I probably said before. But if I want more of a blend of a 3D bow, that's where I go for the 34, or look at the new Result 36, which we're going to do a review on very shortly. I'm Stephen Ham from Archery Supplies. Thanks for watching, and stay safe and enjoy.